The open period is coming up, and here's the truth. College coaches are watching way more than just your stats. This podcast, we're going to break down the top 5 things that I think you need to focus on when you're in open period, but also the top 5 things that you can start impacting and preparing for when we get to open period. See, a lot of players see the open period as pressure and, oh my gosh, is this coach going to watch me? Are they going to like me? Truth be told, preparation eliminates pressure. And so understanding what to prepare for is what's really going to matter, because you could be working on a million different things, but if you're not locked in on these things specifically, then all of a sudden your preparation may not be what you need to be able to handle the pressure. So let's get into this. Number one, how do you impact winning? How do you impact winning? And I think that's the most important thing. You got to know how you impact winning within your team, because at the end of the day, coaches' jobs are to win, especially at the collegiate level, and their jobs are always on the line if they don't win. So who are they looking for? They're looking for winners. Does that mean they're looking for 20-point scorers or this or that? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, it's whatever they need within their system to win. So you got to figure that out within your team. If your role is defense, lock in defensively. If your role is spacing, be automatic when you're open. If you're a vocal leader, communicate every possession. All of this type of stuff will matter. Now, I don't think it's probably just one thing, because I believe players that impact winning are more than one dimensional, right? They may be the communicator. They may also be the defender. Maybe they're the scorer. Maybe they're the playmaker. So start dialing in what that is. Break down those components and figure out, how do you do that more? How do you do that at a higher level? How do you do that to increase the probability that your team will win come open period? And is it failure if you guys lose? No. And some of losing might be beyond your control. If this other guy on your team wanted to go crazy and put up 30 shots, even though that's not his game, because he thought that's what was going to impress a college coach, and it makes you guys lose, that might be off your shoulders as far as the loss. But you need to keep making winning plays no matter what that is. Second, double down on your strengths and hide your red flags. Now, truth be told, especially if you're listening to this right before this July 2025 open period, you may not be able to diminish all of your weaknesses. Just might not. Like we're talking about going into the first period this week and then the second one next week, right? The window, excuse me. And so you may not be able to eliminate a weakness like 3-point shooting, but look for the red flags. So for instance, if you turn the ball over a lot when you pass, how much passing can you work on? Different types of passes, different hands, different situations, passing under pressure. And that's just one random example, but those are the red flags I would try to hide. Secondly, though, you're not going to be recruited for your weaknesses. You just don't want a college coach judging you based on that. They're going to judge you is based on your strengths. You get scholarships based on your strengths. So what I would do right now, even though all your training should always, focus on diminishing weaknesses, you got 2 weeks right now where I would really double down on my strengths. If I'm a corner 3 shooter, man, I'm probably going to go make 500 to 800 of those a day. If I'm a playmaker, I'm working on my driving, touching paint, kicking out, making the right passes, or being able to score in the paint as well. I'm doubling down on my strengths. Coaches recruit specialists, not generalists. And, so you really want to get in that space where your strengths are just shining. And again, as much as you can in this short amount of time, get your weaknesses to a space where they're not really going to flare up and show in front of a college coach. Number 3, and I think this is the one that gets missed the most, get in great shape. And notice I didn't just say get in shape, get in great shape. Let me explain. A lot of players are in good enough shape to play the game, get up and down, and then fourth quarter, they're dog tired. They can't guard their matchup anymore. They can't knock down shots anymore. They got to just flat out come out of the game because they just can't keep going at the pace of the game. Being in shape, I've always told players, and I've helped over 150 players get into college and more. Every year I'm helping more and more. I always tell them, your number one thing to show a coach that you're prepared is what kind of shape you're in. And I think that is so much the truth and will never go away, because, are you going to sprint to the corners, or are you going to jog because you're tired? Are you going to put up a fight on defense, or are you just going to be in there to survive? What kind of decision making are you going to be making when you're tired? Because we all know decision making does deplete when you're tired, but how strong can you stay and how mentally focused in making the right play at the right time can you do that at the end of the game is going to be all dependent upon what kind of shape you're in. So getting great shape. Number 4, a little bit more off the court. Promote yourself. Okay? Unless you are a 6'8" 5-star, they're not just going to magically find you. And these coaches are all over, and there's so many different options for them to go recruit right now that you really need to be hustling off the court to make sure you're in communication with a lot of coaches, okay? So first of all, if you've had any kind of contact with a coach already, follow up. Let them know your schedule. Hey, coach, I'll be playing in such and such event this weekend. Would love for you to stop by. I've made a lot of progress. I always tell my players, talk about progress when you talk to these coaches, especially if it's not your first, second, or third communication with them, because at the end of the day, they're recruiting off potential, and the best way for them to determine potential is how much progress are you making. Because once you get to college, it's all about growth as well. You're going to need to be able to continue to evolve in that manner. So they want to see someone that understands that process. Okay. Second thing I would do, I would look up the schools in the region of where you will be playing. Not to say that some schools won't be going all over the place, all over the nation, but the smaller schools, the big D1, the ones that are not big D1s with huge budgets, they're probably going to do a lot more recruiting within their regions. So for instance, I'm in Texas. So it would be Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, New Mexico. Those are the type of schools I would be looking for to reach out and find the coach's contact information, give them your schedule, start a conversation. Obviously, at first, do your homework, though. If the school doesn't have your degree or anything of that nature, don't waste your time. Don't just go chasing the school because you want to play basketball. Chase the school because it's a school that's your fit of what your 40-year plan of life is. Okay? Won't get into all that. I will give you a little secret. You can go into ChatGPT or whatever AI platform you use, and you can actually get it to consolidate an Excel list of all the schools that are in your region, D1, D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO, all those. You can get the coaches' names, you can get the contact information, and sometimes you can get the Twitter handles. Now, when we did it, I did it for my son. It wasn't perfect, but we did get a list of probably about 30 schools in the region that he's been able to reach out to every open period and just start that conversation. Lastly, Twitter or X, whatever you call it, is the recruiting breeding ground of social media. If you're not on it, get on it. Create a profile, put your details in your headline. Don't worry about putting silly stuff from life. Just keep it straight basketball account. You worked out and you took a picture or video, put it on there. You got highlights, put them on there. You got recognition from a scouting service, put it on there. And then also, don't just assume because you made that all of a sudden, boom, coaches are going to find you. You need to go follow college coaches. Again, I would attack regions and just start following them, start messaging them, maybe comment on their post, start the interaction to where the algorithm will start working in your favor as far as letting them see your stuff. Also, everybody's got the little infographics with their schedule. I would send it to them, post it. If they have a post that says, hey, we will be at the Puma such and such event on July, whatever, then put in the comments, hey, here's my schedule, coach. We will be there, obviously, if you will be there. Okay. Lastly, and I think this is the most important, set goals that match your role. Set goals that match your role. Right? Don't walk in hoping something magical happens. Set real goals for yourself, not fantasy stats, but things that match your role, right? So if you're a main rebounder, can you get 10 rebounds a game? If you're a playmaker, how many assists per game can you get? Set actually statistical goals for yourself. But the other side of that as well is set goals that maybe don't show up in the stat sheet, right? Communicate every defensive possession. Box out and run the floor every time. Take smart shots. Make simple passes. These are all things that you could set goals for yourself and really focus on so that, maybe it's not perfect, but intentionality always breeds success. So whatever you're intentional about is what's really going to matter. And so those are the 5 things that I would really dial in on. Now, as I've said before, when I made this podcast, this isn't just for you to digest some information and then go listen to something else and then not have anything for you. These are action steps. So you need to kind of go back through this and write out a game plan. Put it on pen and paper. Type it into your phone, whatever that may be, Find a way to make these action steps that you're actually going to use within this open period and your preparation for that, right? The best players who stand out during the open period are the ones who know their value, play their role, compete when tired, take the lead in their own recruitment, and show up ready to win. This stuff doesn't happen by just listening to a podcast. You need to go take action. This is your shot. Don't just show up hoping it goes well. Prepare like it's already yours, because if you do, you might just walk out of the gym with the future that you're trying to create. I hope this is super helpful. This is only one of many podcasts that are going to come out on this channel with, again, actionable steps that you can take to become better, to produce the results that you want. If you found this helpful, send it to a teammate, post it, tag it, comment, do anything that will help this get out further to the right type of people that need to see this, which is players trying to create a future for themselves in this game outside of, or actually, I should say during high school and outside of high school basketball.